I stayed in a working men's hostel near the old railway yards, a place so cheap that even the walls seemed tired of standing. The building was over 50 years old, with peeling paint, flickering tube lights, and corridors that smelled of damp clothes and disinfectant. People came and went every week, students, laborers, travelers. No one asked questions and no one stayed long. On my first night, the warden handed me a key and said, "Room 306. Don't make noise after midnight." Then, almost as an afterthought, he added, "If you hear footsteps at night, don't open the door." I laughed, thinking it was some old man's idea of a joke. Room 306 had 3 beds. 2 were already occupied. The third, mine, was near the window. The other 2 men barely spoke. One was thin and always stared at the wall. The other slept with his back to us and never turned over, not even once. That night, just after midnight, I heard footsteps in the corridor. Slow, heavy, as if someone was dragging their feet. They stopped outside our door. I held my breath. The footsteps lingered, then moved on. A few seconds later, I heard a soft knock on the next door, and then silence. The next morning, the room next to ours was sealed with a lock and red tape. People whispered that a man had been found dead inside. No injuries, no signs of struggle. Just frozen in fear, eyes wide open. "Heart attack," the warden said. That night, the footsteps returned. This time, they stopped at our door again. I could hear breathing, low and uneven, on the other side. My phone showed 12:47 a.m. The thin man on the bed opposite me suddenly sat upright. "He's here," he whispered. Before I could ask who, the door handle slowly turned. It didn't open. After a few seconds, the footsteps moved away. The thin man began to cry silently. That was when he told me the truth. A year ago, a tenant in room 306 had hanged himself from the ceiling fan. No one noticed for 3 days. Since then, every month, someone in this room died. Always at night, always without wounds. The hostel management kept changing room numbers and repainting walls, pretending nothing happened. "And the third bed?" I asked. He looked at mine. "There are only 2 beds," he said. My blood ran cold. I looked around. The bed I was sitting on creaked softly, as if someone else had just shifted their weight. At exactly 1 a.m., the tube light flickered violently. The room temperature dropped. I felt fingers press into the mattress beside me. I jumped up and ran out of the room, screaming. The next morning, I returned with the police. Room 306 had only 2 beds. No window bed. No third mattress. No record of my stay. And the warden swore he had never given anyone the key to that room. A week later, a new tenant was assigned to room 306. The hostel was full, except for 1 empty bed.